Yo, what's up, people? What's up, everybody? I want to welcome you to Soundoff. I am your host, kpaperchase. Thanks for joining us today. How is everybody doing? I know it's Friday. It's the end of a long week. I know y'all glad it is over with. I'm real glad. So today, I just wanted to have a bill, just talk about a couple of things. In particular, today, well, first, just let me see if there's anybody here. If anybody is in the chat right now, can you hit a one and let me know that you can hear me? Peace, everyone. Thanks for joining Big Dog Philly OG. Just let me know that I can hear everybody. Everybody can hear me. Okay, we got a one. All right, waiting for a couple more people to come. So let's just wait a couple more minutes while I'm getting this together. Let me go ahead and set you up, OG. There is the link. And I don't know how to make you. Maybe I can go on my page through that chat, and I can make you a moderator. See? Yep, gotcha. And I just posted a link, so feel free to click on the link. Get started in a couple of minutes. Oh, you up here? What's up, OG? I'm just giving it a couple of minutes, and then we're gonna go ahead and start the build. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started, y'all. So today I just want to talk about woke, talk about being woke, because you hear that a lot. You know, you always hear people saying, "Yo, I'm woke." It's almost like it's a cliche now. You know what I'm saying? Being able to say that you woke. So I'm guessing when people use it, it's like saying, I guess they have a higher consciousness, like they can see things because they're woke. So I wanted to take a look at it. So I'm gonna do my research, right? So where we got woke from was back in the day, the black people, particularly the slaves, they would say woke when they meant a slave that knew what was going on. So I guess a lot of the slaves were under the impression, they had their Bible, they had their stuff, they believed everything that Master said, and they were kind of like, yeah, they were like the sheeple. But there was a few of those slaves that were smart, and these smart slaves were considered the woke slaves. So, for example, a woke slave would be able to read, but he wouldn't let his master know that he could read. You know what I mean? So that's where it came from, being woke, from back in the day, from the slaves, and we had those woke Negroes, and basically they were woke because they knew about oppression. So they just didn't see everything the way their master told them. They knew that it was oppression, and they made their own judgments and just didn't listen to everything that they said. Sort of like too, if you think about it, I was just thinking about that, like Adam and Eve, right? Like, I guess they weren't woke until Eve bit that apple. Once Eve bit that apple, if you're a Bible believer, then what happened was that woke her up. So not only did she know about good stuff, like the stuff in the Garden of Eden, but she knew about bad stuff too. So for me, the main meaning of woke is just being able to see things from more than one perspective. All right. Woke means being able to see the big picture. I would consider that woke. And we had some vocabulary words. All right. So during the week, what I did is I put some vocabulary words and I did some shorts. I told you to watch those shorts because we was going to talk about those words in the upcoming build on Friday. So now we can talk about the words. All right. So one of the words that I had was indoctrination. All right. So indoctrination, that's something that we all go through. We're indoctrinated by our schools when we go to school. When we're taught the facts in school, we're indoctrinated by the media. We're indoctrinated by the government. Indoctrination is just having a set of values and of rules that you follow without necessarily checking it out for yourself. So if you're indoctrinated, then you tend to believe a certain set of beliefs. And those beliefs might not always be the best thing for you. You know what I mean? So let's go ahead and look at that video. I want to see the indoctrination video so that we can go over it. So let me go ahead and play the video that I did for indoctrination. It's gonna make a whole lot more sense. Yo, what's up? This is kpaperchase from Soundoff, and today's Soundoff short is about indoctrination. So when you are indoctrinated, that means that you take ideas and things as true without doing the critical thinking to figure it out. So if you're in church, you can be in school, you can even be indoctrinated by another group or by someone else. But that's just taking something to be true without researching it. And we do it all the time, especially like with religion. So indoctrination, that is the word for the short. And I will see you on Friday. All right, now we're gonna look at the next one. This is the critical thinking one. Hey, this is your boy kpaperchase, and today for the vocabulary short, I want to talk about critical thinking. A lot of us don't critically think. What we do, we automatically accept something as true, but there are 5 steps in critical thinking. First is observation. You see something, you predict it, you see the opportunity, you see the problem. Then you analyze it. So it's an analysis. So you're going to take that against information that you already know, then you're going to compare that information. You're going to infer. So you're going to draw conclusions about what you just found out versus what you already know. Communicate. If you really know something and are able to critically think about it, then you should be able to communicate that fact to someone else. And the 5th step is problem solving. So you should be able to use that information with those critical thinking skills and see how you can use that information to problem solve. So these are the 5 steps to critical thinking. Most people don't critically think. They just take whatever they hear as true, especially if it comes from a trusted source. But we should make sure we're critically thinking anytime we come across any new information. And we should also critically think with our old information because a lot of things change. So yeah, you're going to need this vocabulary because we're going to talk about this in the upcoming build on Friday. So thanks for tuning in. Yeah, and there's one more that I got to talk about. All right, so we went over the critical thinking. We went over the indoctrination. This is important because this is going to help us with the woke as far as like, talking about being woke. And this last one, I'm going to go ahead and do it now. This is the one on cognitive dissonance. So cognitive dissonance. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's kpaperchase here, and I'm gonna be doing some vocabulary words. So what'll happen is when we have our build on Friday, you'll already know about some of these concepts and ideas that I'm gonna come up with. And what I want to talk about today is cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance is a mental conflict that occurs when beliefs are contradicted by new information. This conflict activates area of the brain involved in personal identity and emotional response to threats. The brain's alarms go off when the person feels threatened on a deeply personal and emotional level, causing them to shut down and disregard any rational evidence that contradicts what they previously regarded as truth. It's when you try to tell them anything that's outside of the beliefs that they held. We landed on the moon. We went to the moon. NASA is saying, well, we didn't actually go to the moon because we have the Van Allen belts. and we don't have any technology that can break through those Van Allen belts. Just wanted to give you that little bit of information, and I'll see you Friday. We got a dope deal coming up. All right. Yes, I wanted to get through those. So, all right, so we got our three definitions. So yeah, so that'll definitely help us just looking at that vocabulary with the cognitive dissonance, because a lot of these things they kind of go hand in hand, man. You know, especially the critical thinking part, and that's a part of our indoctrination. One reason why we are indoctrinated so easily, we're indoctrinated because we don't do the critical thinking. Whenever someone tells you something or you get new information and you don't think critically about that information and you accept it as true, then that's always going to mean that there's a chance that you could get indoctrinated. Big Dog, Philly OG, thanks for joining, man. Peace and power. Mar, thanks for joining, Mar. So yeah, so we're talking about being woke. I'm talking about how the slaves back in the day, how the black people, how it started off as a black term, or how to describe black people that were kind of up on the master stuff, that were kind of smarter than the regular slaves. Talk about Adam and Eve and how Eve brought duality when she woke up, because once she was woke, she knew good and she knew the bad for the duality. So we see duality. We see that all the time. All right. So woke is duality. So that's what I wanted to talk about too. Like it's the duality part. All right. So woke. You see, we got the red on this side and we got the blue on that side. So we see this red blue pattern all the time. I mean, we see it. I mean, it's just everywhere. That pattern is everywhere, and that's one of the things. So I want to talk about duality. All right. So duality is the quality or condition of being dual. Second definition is an instance or opposition or contrast between two concepts or two aspects of something, a dualism. Okay. So basically what it's saying is that duality is basically the same thing at different degrees. So we could look at it like at it like politics. You know, we got the blue and the red, you know. We can look at it like that. We can look at duality like the angel and the devil. You see what I'm saying? We can also look at duality just like the red pill and the blue pill. All right, and that's something I want to talk about too: the red pill and the blue pill. Like, what do people mean when they say red pill or blue pill? Which one do you want, the red pill or the blue pill? So, you know, in the movie The Matrix, he had to pick whether he wanted the red pill or the blue pill. And he picked that in the movie. So that's another way of duality. All right. So you have two choices. One choice is you can remain asleep. If you remain asleep, ignorance is bliss. That means you sleep, you took your blue pill, you're not really worried about anything, because once you take that blue pill, you don't have the duality. You just see things from one perspective. So you're ignorant, you're in bliss, and you're happy because you don't have to worry about nothing because you don't know anything. All right. So that's the blue pill. So that's the easy way out. Now, for us truthers and those people that really, really want to know what's going on, we'll pick the red pill. Now, that red pill is going to tell us what's going on. We're going to go down a rabbit hole and we're going to know all of this stuff that we might not have known before. So once you know that stuff, you have the responsibility and the weight of all that knowledge on you. So you can see why a lot of people would pick the blue pill instead of the red pill, because with that knowledge comes responsibility. And a lot of people, I think, would rather not have that responsibility. So they don't want that knowledge. But I always try to think of as 2 degrees of the same thing, just like temperature. Hot and cold are the same temperature. One is just on the opposite end of the spectrum. So I think for me, in order to be woke, you have to embrace this duality. The whole goal is to try to get somewhere in the middle, is to try to get that equilibrium, that balance. You don't want to be too much on this side and you don't want to be too much on that side. That's what we're all doing. Everything in this universe is seeking balance. So that's what we're trying to do. So the duality part, really one of our main things in life is just balancing that, balancing the angel and the devil. You know what I mean? Balancing the red pill and the blue pill. Knowing I got to go out here and I got to make this money and I got to work, but I'm not going to lose myself when I'm doing it. So a lot of these things have something to do with that. You know what I mean? So it's really something that, that's good to talk about. This is something I like to talk about as far as duality. All right, so what are we talking about in the chat here? Oh, Marmar, yes, Miss Marmar. Thanks. So what do y'all think, man? What do y'all think about the duality? Any questions or anything to put in there? But yeah, it's like learning two sides. So that's why I want to talk about that with the wokeness, because you have to know both sides in order to be woke. So I was trying to figure out something. I was like, okay, so if I came up with the definition of being woke, what would I call woke? All right, let's see. But I would take the blue pill to sleep forever. No, you can't take that, Marmar. Can't do that. Why you want to go out so easy? Take the red pill. Then you know what's going on. It's going to be hard, but you can handle it. You know what I mean? You can have it. All right. What was I talking about? What was I just talking about? I was just saying. What was I just saying? Yeah, but this duality, this was what it is. So we want to always try to achieve that equilibrium, that duality. And just as far as being woke, yeah, what I mean when I say woke, I mean as somebody that is able to look at something from more than one perspective. You have to be able to kind of step outside yourself. A truly woke person would not think about how something affects them, but how something affects the world. Now, for me, it's different levels. So to be truly woke, I think that you need to be able to see the whole encompassing picture. Because to me, okay, so uh, okay, for example, right? Somebody, a PETA person, they're woke, right? They're woke because they don't like the bad treatment of animals. They're woke because, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, they don't like animals. They're animal advocates and they don't like the treatment of animals. But I've seen these guys, like, if you got a fur coat, they'll spray paint on you. I've seen them come up with dead animals and put dead animals, I guess, that were hurt by the process or whatever in front of people. You know what I'm saying? So is they really woke? We have religious fanatics, right? Let's just say the Christian Crusades. These people went around and killed all these millions and millions of people in the name of Jesus, and they think they're woke. But are they really woke? Are they really woke? You know what I mean? We have people that fight wars. United States, we send people all the time to go get what we want and do what we want to do. You know what I mean? Are we really woke by doing that? And then sometimes I think there has to be, there has to be stuff that you have to make choices. And that's why I said you have to kind of be duality with it. Because if you're a soldier and it's fight time and you're in the military, you got to do what you got to do. Because when you get on that front line, it's either kill or be killed. So in a way, you're doing it for your country, so you can look at it that way. Well, I guess the person that you're killing or the kids that might die because of it, they're not going to look at it that way. So in order to be woke, you have to embrace this duality. You have to know that there's two sides to everything. And you have to be all around able to see the big picture. You have to be a critical thinker. So information that you get, you just don't automatically accept it as true. That information, you're going to check it out. You're going to do your research. First, you're going to scan it with your information in your head. Then you can do some research. Then you can check it out and make sure. And what I like to do is confirm different sources for the same information, because that gives me more of a thought that being that is true. You know what I mean? What else? Indoctrination. You're supposed to see indoctrination. You don't believe anything. When you first hear something, you don't believe it, you check behind it, and then you do your critical thinking. Everything that comes into your sphere, it should be critical thinking. So you should always use that critical thinking. And if something doesn't make sense, or if somebody tells you something, it's okay to question them. I used to question them in the church. I used to question my teacher, like, teacher, if the earth is a ball, then how are the people standing upside down at the bottom of it? How are they not falling off? I used to question everything. And that's what we need to keep. A lot of times when you go to church, when you go to these places, they'll say, well, don't question the Lord, or don't even worry about that. The Lord works in mysterious ways. I don't want nothing mysterious. I'm going to put my life on the line, or if I'm going to worship something or be what I thought that I needed to be when I was in that, in that group. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta be careful, and you gotta figure out what's right for you and what feels right. And sometimes what feels right ain't always right. That's why we want that balance. So you're not going too far on one side or the other. You can always meet it in the middle and be okay. All right. So Marmar says Christianity is a cult. Nothing woke about them. Yeah, yeah. It really is. It's rough. And that's a kind of sticky situation because Christians will tell you that you're going to hell, that you're going to burn in hell just because you don't believe something they believe, or there's so many. You can go to hell for anything for a Christian, and I mean I get it. Yeah, I think that yeah, I don't agree with any religion. The thing I'm gonna say is I think religion may be good for some people. It might be some people out there that don't know their ass from a hole in the ground. You know what I'm saying? They don't know nothing. I guess they don't know what's good or what's bad. So they need 10 commandments to tell them not to kill somebody. You know what I'm saying? They need a commandment to tell them not to hurt nobody. They need that. What about what we used to have back in the day, even before the Bible, before all this stuff started? What we used to have? We used to have karma, right? I believe that Christianity, the Bible, is sort of like a cop-out because you can do whatever you want to do. But as long as you pray down to Jesus, He's going to forgive you no matter what you do. That's a cop-out because that means I can do what I want to do. As long as I pray and get my forgiveness, I'm okay. That doesn't sound right to me. I don't get that. You know what I mean? I think that everybody should pay for what they do. So I believe in karma. I believe that everything you do is going to come back on you. The Steel Sharpen Steel Network. Thank you. Thank you for joining today. Peace out. Peace out. Thank you for joining. Okay. It says a person who's very woke is. Okay. All right. Okay. Oh, that's a good one, Mama. Okay. A person who is very woke is Elon Musk. One of the smartest people ever, in my opinion. Man. Damn. Okay. I think that it might be possible for people to be. All right, here's my thing. All right, like when it comes to people like Elon Musk and people that are like the head of big corporations, I mean, it's hard to have that much money and to be that big without hurting people. You know what I'm saying? So as far as being woke, I believe that he's definitely on another level. He's on another level because he is where he is. But as far as being woke, whenever I say somebody being woke, I always say that they're for the overall good. Because if somebody is woke, they can see the big picture, they can see the overall good. So you wouldn't be doing anything as far as if you are woke to hurt people. So I don't know. We just got to think about that one. A person who is very woke is Elon Musk, one of the smartest people ever. I mean, yeah, I definitely can't take that from him. He is smart. But what I'm saying is, does he see, if he's truly woke, can he see the injustice? Can he look at the world as a bigger picture and say, okay, this isn't right. This isn't right. This is what we need to do and help the world. Because that's what I feel like somebody woke would truly do. You know what I mean? So maybe I need to check on him. Maybe I need to do some research or something like that. But as far as calling him woke, I just don't know him enough to call him woke. And if he is woke, then I would ask you, Marmar, what is he doing, Marmar, as far as to help people? If he's woke, he should be doing stuff to kind of bring that equilibrium. Remember that duality. We don't want it too far on this side or too far on that side. So Elon should be trying to close the gap. And I don't see that a lot. So if you have anything, as far as to say how he's woke or what he's doing, as far as to try to bring that equilibrium for the world, let me know. Because we know the rich people up here and the poor people down here. He's one of those people. So woke people are always going to be striving to bring that equilibrium, and I don't see him doing it. But I don't know. Let me know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Like I said, you're woke. You can see the big picture. Somebody that's woke, they should have empathy. Empathy means being able to put yourself in the other person's shoes and actually feel how they're feeling. You will see a lot of narcissists and people like that. What they'll do is they'll act like they understand how you feel, but you can tell if it's not really empathic. If somebody is really an empath, then they can feel your emotions without you even saying anything. All right, and it's a lot of us out there. It's not always a good thing. Sometimes it's bad because you don't necessarily want to feel people's emotions, or you don't want to have to block people's bad energy out. But I think that's one of the major things of being a woke person is being an empath, because you're able to see stuff from another perspective and you're able to actually feel people's feelings. An empath is just not seeing stuff from a different perspective. It's actually feeling it. Like, you know what I'm saying? You watch somebody and they're in a boxing match and somebody get punched, you know what I'm saying? I'm jumping like, whoa, whoa. I almost feel like I got punched. You know what I'm saying? And that can be a good thing. That can be a bad thing. But, you learn how to turn it off. Remember, we're going to reach that equilibrium. Yeah. Also, I think a woke person is a person that's always challenging something. I mean, and I guess that's my thing with the Christianity. And like you were saying, Walmart, once these people get to Christian and they get Jesus, you can't tell them nothing. I mean, even if you put something in front of their face, even contradictions with the Bible, if you put it right here in front of their face, they will not acknowledge it. They won't. So that's definitely not woke, because that's a cognitive dissonance. Somebody with cognitive dissonance, even if you show them proof in front of their face, they are so indoctrinated that they can't see it. They can't even break the indoctrination to see it. So I do agree with that. A lot of people in the church are indoctrinated. And if you tell them anything other than Jesus, they're not trying to hear it. But my thing is, when did Jesus die? 2000, what is it, 2023? 2023 years ago. So before Jesus, if Jesus is the only way and everybody went to hell, where the hell did all those other people go? You mean to tell me everybody went to hell until Jesus was born 2,000 years ago, and then people started going to heaven for believing in him? It just doesn't make sense. And our people, a lot of people don't even have enough sense to even think critically about it. I mean, just think about it. Just think critically. Does it even sound right? You know what I mean? Does it even sound right? Check other sources. I mean, do your research. Before Jesus, what about Serapis? I mean, this story has been told over and over so many times before Jesus. Anybody with any kind of common sense and critical thinking should be able to look at that and say, hey, this is the 9th time this story has been told. Maybe it's something that came before Jesus. You know what I mean? But that's critical thinking to me. And it doesn't come naturally for some people. It really doesn't. And that's what I'm learning. Elon made a tweet not too long ago saying, if he gets killed, the government did it. Usually you would think people like him with all that money will be working with them. He's against them. Oh, okay. Big Dog said, I think Elon was put in that position. I think he's smart, but not that smart, and not woke at all. Yeah, I don't think he's woke either. Because if Elon was woke, man, he would be trying to make this world a better place. The thing is, Elon got his own things that he want to do, that he need to do. He has his own agenda, and he's working his agenda. But yeah, OG, I gotta agree with you, man. I don't think he woke either. I mean, I think he has a lot of money and he's doing whatever he wants to do. I mean, Marmar, think about it. If you had all these billions of dollars, billions and billions and billions of dollars, I mean, what would you do? If he was really woke, he would be trying to fill that gap between the money that he has and everybody else has. That's what somebody woke is going to do. You know what I mean? So I don't know. So who was somebody that's woke then? Who is somebody that's woke? Who is somebody that you would look at and that you would say, oh man, they're really woke? and that's kind of hard to do because back in the day, I thought Oprah was woke. I was younger back in the day, and that's the thing with indoctrination too, and that's something I wish people could learn, especially somebody who's just kind of like getting into trying to, higher conscience type stuff. Uh, what does it say? I believe he is the most normal billionaire out there. Seem like he's the only one with a brain. Yeah. Um, he might be a little more likable than Bill Gates. What do you mean? I mean, he has an issue or something, so maybe that brings him down to earth a little bit. He has some kind of condition or something like that. Kanye, yeah, yeah. It's a lot of stuff with Kanye. A lot of people say they don't think Kanye is woke. I think Kanye is woke, but I think that he's playing the system. All right, so this is what I think. I think just like those slaves that we was talking about, just like the people that be like woke, but they can read, but they won't let their master know that they can read. I think that that's what Kanye does. I think that he knows more and he tries to tell us stuff. I think that he tried, but I can't say that he's totally woke though. I can't say he's totally woke. Hey, what's up, big dog Philly OG? We got OG on the panel. Hey man, hey, whatever you want to say, whatever you want to talk about, comment on, just feel free, brother. Whenever you want to interject, you can just jump right in. Robot. Yeah, yeah, you got sound like a robot. It's like rah, 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 rah. All right, why he getting his sound fixed? Definitely, he sends messages all the time in codes on Instagram. But what is he sending, Mama? We could be sending something that say "kill all the black people." We don't know what he's sending. You know what I mean? OG Green Machine, thanks for joining us, man.
Mic check, mic check.
Mic check, loud and clear. Yes, sir.
Got you, my brother. Much love and respect to you and the family.
Much
Much love
love.
and respect to everybody in the chat, man. Like I said in the chat real quick, I think Elon Musk was put in that power by the, the corporation. I really don't think he's that smart because they push the people that they chose to push. I basically think he stole Tesla's technology and was able to push that. That's what makes him so smart. But to my understanding, he's agreeing with NASA. And anybody that's agreeing with NASA, I don't think is that smart. They're being pushed because I've seen videos with him and with somebody in a car in space,
Oh
which
yeah,
we know ain't nothing but
right.
a computer generated image. So I don't think he's that smart. I think they hyped him up to put him in that position.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think he's woke at all because he's pushing the system's narrative. And I land there. Much respect.
Sir, hey, I agree with that because that car in space, that was some funny shit. It was so funny, man. Let me see if I was trying to see if I could find it. Yo, yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, this is just totally insane, man. Like, this shit is crazy. Yeah, say he went to space. He had the car and everything. I said, wow, the car in space. So damn dangerous, man. Elon Musk is dangerous. But yeah, I think that he was definitely placed in that position. I'll definitely say. So here's something that I pulled up. Y'all can see this. Let's see if I can.
Yeah, we see it, brother.
Really?
A convertible at that.
Right. Yeah, and the top down. OG, look.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
Wow, and they tracking through space. It must have a navigation system. Wow. Yeah. The image is amazing. The image is the main thing that got me.
And they laughing at half of us because half the people believe it.
Right.
You got
Right. And you know something else that I looked at, man. I mean, I'm sure you saw it before. They'll have like this story and they'll have all the news reporters all across the country. They say the exact same thing. So they'll say, Elon is doing such and such. And the other channel say, Elon is doing such. It's like a script that all of these news stations say, and they say the same thing with the stories. Yeah, it's crazy. All right, OG Green Machine, what you got, man? It said, I heard one of Elon Musk's rockets blew up yesterday, and he claimed it was a success. And see, that's what I'm saying. You really woke. Is that a success? Did anybody get hurt? Did anybody get killed? Did you waste any gas or whatever? Is that a success? Damn. So one of his rockets blew up yesterday. That's what I'm saying. So, Marmar. So I'll ask you, Marmar. I'll just ask you. Do you think that that was real? As far as the, you could just put it in the chat if you don't want to call in. It's all good. I was just
AK paper chase. I was gonna ask, where was the car inside the spaceship?
right. And how did it get out of the spaceship? And what was it? That's, man. It's just
Where
too
was
many.
the car in the spaceship? So they had to have the car into the spaceship because they took off in a rocket. So they
Right.
had to have the car in the spaceship, and then, like you said, they had to separate the spaceship from the car so so the car can do its thing. They want us to believe anything.
Right. Right. And then after that, don't forget OG. He had to hit that button and bring the top down. Yeah. So that
You
was
got
cool.
it. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Much love to OG Green Machine Mar and my brother, the Enemies Public. You got it, brother.
Yes, sir. Much love to everybody. Thank y'all for joining. But yeah, that's just why I be looking at this stuff. And then, like I said, you can even look like at the news people. You can look at them. They're looking at each other like these dummies. Look at them. It's like they're laughing at us. And I think Elon Musk does the same thing. He thinks it's actually people. So let me see. Marmar say he's just finding a new way to spend that money each day. That is, he got a lot of toys and a lot of stuff like that. But that's what I'm saying, Marmar. But if he's woke, if he's really woke and he has this consciousness of the world and of everything, and to remember bringing that balance in, because everything always goes back to balance. Shouldn't he be spending that money on something else instead of maybe going to space? Maybe buy somebody a car they can't make it work or something, you know? So I don't know, the woke thing, that changes and the times change. So I hope that the woke doesn't get so far from the original meaning of woke. But actually it has, because we got politicians saying woke now. That's why I want to talk about it. They're saying, yes, the Republicans are woke. Oh, really, y'all woke. And they had the lady on there that's like, how do you explain woke? She couldn't explain it. Just could not explain it. Mama said, I'm not sure if it was real or not. I didn't do too much research on that. Yeah, but but Marmar, he couldn't be like in a car just floating in space. So yeah, he couldn't do that. Yeah, that's too much. Steel sharp steel. That's because 6 people control everything that we read, see, and hear on our mainstream media. That's true. It's like Time Warner, Time. It's like anyway, it's like 2 or 3 big companies, and they control everything. So they have a script, and this script goes on. Maybe I'll show it one day if I have a build, and they just show everybody just says the same thing. It's just real scripted. Yeah, that entire flight was silly. It looked silly, Yeah, it just looked funny to me, and I don't know. I just laugh at it. And a lot of people, even people that say they're woke, they'll get mad. You clown this kind of stuff. If you talk about NASA or anything like that, they'll get mad. If you tell them we
A
didn't go to the
A
moon,
AK paper chase
yes, sir.
using their logic, right? Those spaceships, they be inside of them. They don't have no sunroof down on 44s. They have, engines the size of that car powering them.
Right,
So we gotta kind of use common sense. We know they ain't going to space, and we
right.
know they ain't got no car in space. Cause what's controlling that car?
And
I mean,
who
you
is
gotta
that?
have. You gotta have a lot of horsepower, brother, to control that.
And who
And
was
what
that?
and like you said, where it's at. Go ahead, brother.
And who was that in the car? Is that Elon? Look at this. Like, do they
Exactly.
really think that we think that that's real? I mean, seriously.
He
Wow.
got to be strapped down to that car because he could just float out of it. Remember.
Right. And then the thing says, don't panic. He got the no roof. And then they showing the truck. Like that car is really going that fast through space. What is the car driving on? I mean, I can't even begin. There's so many questions, man. I can't even.
Exactly. I mean, look at them. Look, they laughing at us. They
Yeah.
laughing at us. Go ahead.
They're laughing at us, man.
And that fake Earth thing they showing, man, that ain't nothing but a computer generated image. If you go back to them when they show the Earth, come on, man, that don't look like no real Earth.
What? Oh, yeah. You talking about
Come
that round
on,
marble?
people,
Yeah,
you
that little
got it.
marble on there. Yeah.
Yeah, that round marble. Come on now. Yeah, right there, brother. Come
Perfect. That's
on now.
perfect. Yep. But
Come
you know
on
what,
now.
OG?
We really think. Go ahead, brother.
They had to put that roof down so we could see the earth. I see they had to put the sunroof down. Cause see, we wouldn't have been able to see the earth from inside of the car, I guess. You know what I mean?
Hey, reminds me of the Geico commercial when they're in space. You know what I mean? That's all it reminds me of, brother. You know, Hollywood went to space.
Yeah, and it's not
The
even a
Geico commercial. You know what I'm talking about? The Geico commercial where they landed on the moon. Come on
right,
now.
right. And then OG is not even good. There's no stars and nothing. It's not even a good composite. You know what I mean?
A nice computer generated image, man. Like we
Right.
say, like we. Come on, man.
On the black screen with the sunroof down. Got his help. Maybe that's Elon in the car. I don't know. I don't know. Hey, what about the other guy? The Virgin dude. Yeah, what is he doing now? Branson, Richard Branson. Wasn't he supposed to be making a flight to split space or something like that? I don't know how they're gonna trick these people and make them think they're going to space, man. I just don't get it. I don't know what they're gonna do
I
to these
get it,
people.
brother. Basically, like I said, they're uploading their consciousness and putting their consciousness in space. No one is going to space. They're uploading their consciousness. That's what they're going to be doing in the future. NASA already talked about it. Shout out, Bruh Sanchez.
Right,
They're
exactly.
using the brain and using your thoughts in your brain to put you in space. You got
Right.
it, brother.
Right. So what they're gonna do? So they're gonna have these people sit down and they're gonna act. That's what I'm saying. Are the people gonna know that they're not actually going, or they're gonna be actually able to actually fool these people and have them in a petri dish or sitting up somewhere like comatose where their mind is gone? You know, or are they gonna put them in the ship and
Hey,
act like that? I don't know how they're gonna do it. You know what I
hey,
mean?
they're going to put them on one of them PS5 headsets. That's what they're going to do. And they're going to be in space. I'm trying to tell you, Blair. Much respect. You got it.
For sure, man. For sure, man.
You know what I'm
So,
talking about? Them PS5 jobs they got out now, man.
oh man, this is getting so crazy, man. It's just getting crazy. We're not gonna know which way we go. We're not gonna know if we on Earth or I'm on the moon. But see, that's why you don't put your mind in that stuff, you know, especially younger generation when they try to do this mind uploading stuff and they want to put you on this all this stuff and terraforming out. Don't do it. You know, keep your mind. Don't let nobody ever put you into something that's augmented or a fake reality. You know, we need to stay here. We need to stay grounded. We don't need none of that other stuff. What you got, OG? Say the Christian ministries linking woke to LGBT. Wow, haven't heard that one. Woke to LGBT. And see, that's the crazy thing because I thought the Christian ministries were always against the LGBT thing. And it's crazy because, yeah, stuff is changing so much. Stuff is
Shout out
changing.
my brother OG Green Machine. Shout out, brother.
Mama said that's so fake. Yeah, that is fake. Like, I can't believe they actually showed us that. Like we're just crazy, man. Politician would take anything that exposed them and vilify it, making whole synonymous to extremists. Yeah,
And then my brother kpaperchase. We know Elon Musk stole Nikola Tesla's uh uh his knowledge. The government gave him Nikola Tesla's knowledge, so that's why he got to the power that he got. Am I
Right.
right?
You're exactly right. You're
Okay.
exactly right. And for some of the people that don't know, just real quick, Nikola Tesla was a guy. He was in the early 1900s, and he actually came up with everything that we use. Really, the alternating current. He came up with the Wi-Fi. He came up with everything, and his stuff was taken from him. So the government or the powers that be or whoever, he had free energy. They don't want us to have free energy because then you can't have the electric company. Then you can't charge you for energy. This man was creating free energy. And Tesla stole, I mean, not Tesla, Elon Musk stole all of Tesla's invention. So everything that he's doing with his electricity and stuff, this stuff has been around since the late 1800s, early 1900s. They have re-engineered it, reverse engineered it, and now they're
Big
making
facts, brother.
things. But yeah, it's been like this. And this is the guy where all Elon Musk came from, Nikola Tesla. Yeah, definitely check out Tesla. He has a couple of documentaries. He's a brilliant dude, yo. And the crazy part is that he died broke. Died broke. They say they went up in this place, got all this stuff, got all his inventions and stuff, and stole all his inventions. And see, people thought he was crazy. They said he was a nut. He could actually pass power through his body. Like he would have stuff in his hand and the lightning would strike, or he would have a pole or whatever, and he would pass the current through him safely. Wireless technology, that wireless technology sign that we have for the Wi-Fi, that was actually a copy of his tower that he had outside his house. So yeah, real dude. And I got some stuff that I'm working on. I'm not going to talk about too much, but I can actually make power. I'm going to show y'all how I do it. But you can actually generate power. And I'm working on it right now. And once I get it to a port, I want this light bulb to get real bright. So I don't want to be no bullshit. So
Hey,
once I
shout
do
out,
it, I'm going to show y'all.
shout out to One World, One Hood, and the brother Boss 21, Boss 221. They doing that.
Hey,
Flat
yeah, man.
motherfucking power to the flat power community, brother. You
All
got it.
day. Grand Rising. All day. Said these people have to be on drugs. Yeah, OG Green Machine. Yeah, it's crazy. They gotta be, right. Like it's just getting so outrageous. But see, that's what's happening. We've been dumbed down to the point where we don't critically think anymore. So if we see something like that on the news, people gonna automatically believe it's true because they don't even take the time to think critically. Like, hold on, there's no air in space, right? Like, how is the top down? You know what I'm saying? People don't do that. Critical thinking. Where's William Shatner? That's funny. The dude from Star Trek. Yeah, that's really funny. The dude from Star Trek. Yeah, where is
He's
Shatner?
basically retired. He's too old.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I just wanted to, like I said, just talk about this woke thing. Just seeing a lot of people that we see that are woke, a lot of people that they kind of place to the top. They're not really woke. A lot of these people, they're thieves. They get their information from other people. They steal, they cheat, and they lie to get to the top. So a lot of times we do think the people are better than they really are because they get placed on a pedestal. You know, so that's what I gotta say about woke. But if you're truly woke, then I just feel like you're always trying to do something that's gonna help. You're gonna do something that's gonna help. Not anything like go to space. I mean, I feel like that's his thing. I feel like he wants to be like you know what I'm saying? He's just rich. He got money. He's just playing around. I'm gonna build a rocket ship. You know what I mean? I don't think there's anything behind it. Like I'm going to go to the moon where I can make a better civilization. And I just think he's just playing around. He's got money. He can do it. I mean, it must be nice. I would try to do it too. But I would also try to do some other things. You know, it says we know.
Hey, real quick. Ain't he known for the electric car? So I guess that's an electric car in space. You got it, brother.
Hey, where they gonna charge it up from though? Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. So yeah, so what? So I'm gonna talk. So I talked about what I think woke is. So before I end the stream, if nobody else want to come up, I want to talk about what woke is not. Okay, all right. Woke is not religion. If you getting on your knees, if you praying to somebody other than yourself, you know what I'm saying, getting on your knees, worshiping something else, that's not woke. Woke is not religion. All right. Um, Woke is not the media. Stuff that you hear on TV, 9 times out of 10, that stuff is not woke. That stuff is indoctrination as well. That's not woke. Education ain't woke. And it's crazy because I went to college, but education is not woke. What I notice is that most people, especially by the time they get their degree, especially if they get their master's degree, they're so indoctrinated that they don't finish, that they don't, seems like almost they kind of lose touch. I didn't even finish school. I wonder if I would have finished school and went that last year and got my 4 year degree, would I have got different? But it just didn't feel right to me. The whole time in college when I was learning, everything just did not feel right. Very uncomfortable. I went through it for like 3 years. But to me, college isn't woke. It's too much stuff that they was teaching me that went against what I thought that I would need. And I found a job and I dropped out. So college isn't woke to me. Religion isn't woke to me. Government isn't woke to me. You know what I'm saying? Like the Republicans and the Democrats. I mean, we were talking about duality and polarity. Those are the same things. Just opposite polarities are the same things. So you got the Democrats and you got the Republicans. They're still government, and they'll act like they're fighting in front of us, but it's still two opposites of the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So to me, government is not woke. No kind of schooling, no government, big institutions, no media, none of that stuff is woke for me. Woke for me is when it comes from you. If you understand anything, once you learn stuff and you get your understanding, you should be able to take that understanding. You should be able to talk about it and explain it. Then you should be able to take that understanding and use it in the real world. Use that knowledge as wisdom and use it into the real world and use it to affect your world in a positive way or affect it to bring equilibrium. All right. Okay, say probably shouldn't be saying that on YouTube. These people will murder you over technology that's new and innovative. Okay. Well, I hope they don't. So what you talking about? You talking about the Tesla thing? They've mastered nothing with their degree madness, right? Yeah, and it's crazy. And the degrees and stuff, it really doesn't matter, man. It really does. And one of the reasons why I dropped out of college is because I got a job. Back then, Capital One was hiring. I thought I was the shit. I got a job at Capital One. I was making some money. I'm like, yo, I'm out. you know. And now a lot of times when people finish college, they got so many student loans and stuff, they can't even pay their bills. And then you're looking at the rent. It's like they're raising the bar so high, but we're not getting the extra benefits. So it's just becoming harder and harder. And back in the day, it was always a thing about, yeah, man, go to school, go to college, work your job for 30 years. One day you'll be a supervisor. That shit don't work no more, man. Even when I was coming up, when my parents was telling me that, I already said, I know this is not going to be my thing. And I went to college and I started college, but that's just not my thing. It's different now. You know what I mean? And trying to take that old outdated approach, it ain't working no more. My dad was in the military. My brother was in the military. They ain't never asked me to go to the military. Tell you the truth, I ain't built for the military, man. It ain't my thing. I can't, you know what I'm saying? It's just not me. You know. Marmar says, yeah, this happening. This definitely had to be some type of joke or publicity stuff. But it wasn't though, Marmar. They really want us to believe that. And like I said, people are so dumbed down these days that they believe it. Okay, yeah, let me tell y'all real quick too. Okay, so I was reading something. I think I might have asked a couple people this, but I was reading something and they said that most kids that are in middle and high school now don't know that the world wasn't in black and white. So they're saying that most high school and middle school kids think that maybe prior to the 60s or the 50s that the world was black and white and that it just recently turned color. So I was thinking maybe they did that because they saw some black and white. Now, back in the day, I mean, I'm old enough. I had a black and white TV in my room. And the TV had a big ass back and all that on the back of the TV. I had a black and white TV, so I know. But I guess for these kids that were born like after 2000s and they never had seen the TV with a back and all they see is flat screens and stuff, I guess they always thought that, TV was color. But nah, TV used to be black and white in the day. So that's why they see there. So I just wanted to say that, yeah, because I was just thinking about that. That was funny. Ain't nothing wrong with the military. It ain't forever. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, nothing wrong. Yeah, no knocking. Because like I said, my brother went to the military. So yeah, it's no knocking it. But yeah, I just know it ain't for me. You know what I'm saying? Like the boot camp and high in my face. I just got low tolerance, man. I just know that I'm not, I ain't trying to be outside in the rain. I ain't trying to be in the snow. I don't want to eat fast. I don't want to get up at 5 o'clock, 2 hours. Man, it's just not for me, and to each his own. But yeah, it's some people that did good. Hey, OG, my man did good in the military. So yeah, like I said, it's not built. I'm just not built for it. But it's people that do well. And I think that for a lot of people, if that's an option that they can take, that builds a lot of people too. You go into the military, you get your family, get your benefits, do what you got to do. There's people that got their military, got their benefits, and they out skating. They got their money. They're right, OG. So hey, do what you do. You got to do what's right for you, though. Don't let nobody tell you what's right for you. You do what feels right for you. I just knew it wasn't right for me, Okay, still sharp and still. I was talking about able to produce power, presented when it's too late for our enemy to do something about it. Yeah, the power thing too. So yeah, there's this. Oh, here's one right here. I do crystals, man. So basically what you can do, this is a quartz crystal. So I can take 2 crystals, and I need to get my copper wire, and I need to get my metals and my magnets and all that. But just by using this crystal right here, because this quartz crystal, it is pyrotechnic. So that means that it has a charge through the crystal. So supposedly I can do something. I ain't gonna tell y'all what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to do it, finish it up first. But I can take these crystals and generate some power. So that's what I'm trying to work on, just to get a little light bulb or something, just to do it. Because I do think that that's real interesting to be able to use something to create power. And then you think about it too. I mean, we got cell phone, we got all these invisible radio waves and stuff coming. I mean, it's just amazing. I mean, I've even made a radio. You can take some copper wire and a little toilet paper thing. You can actually make a radio, just pick up the waves that's in the air. So I don't know. I think a lot of us need to do that. We could do more of the engineering stuff. You know what I'm saying? We can make a power plant. It's not that hard once you know how to do it. You know what I mean? All right, OG, what you say, Green Machine? I recently heard that all these Martin Luther King marches were filmed in color, like JFK shooting. They made it black and white for their own reasons. Wow. That's interesting. It's real interesting. Maybe they did, Yeah, I wonder what, because I remember I had a black and white TV when I was little. This was in the 80s. And I probably had that black and white TV probably up into the late 80s, probably. But hey, that might be something. Maybe they made it. If they did do that, they made it black and white for the conspiracy, or they wanted it. You never know, man. There's something always going on. But yeah, but the world was never black and white, the actual world. We just used to have black and white TVs. So the old TVs that we used to have wouldn't show all the colors. It just showed gray, shades of gray and black and white. And for a lot of people, they never seen that, like a black and white picture. So, yeah. Damn, it's 5 o'clock. Yeah, so this was a good bill, yo. Yeah, I just want to talk about that. I just want to talk about what it is to be woke. Just try to put some stuff out there. Talk about the duality. Just talk about how we can just all reach that better place where we just more balanced, because you want to be right in the middle of that balance. Once we reach that equilibrium, everything will be okay. But when stuff is off balance, it's always messed up. So yeah, so anybody else want to hit the link, or anybody else got any comments, any smoke, anything for me before I end the show? Yo. All right. Well, I want to thank y'all. Thank you so much, Big Dog Philly OG, for coming to my panel, being my co-host. Thanks for everybody that showed up today. Thank y'all for coming. Hey, I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Don't forget to please subscribe, please like, and please share the video. I'm going to be working on this a lot now. So next week, I've got about 3 videos that I'm working on. So yeah, I would definitely catch you all. And y'all be cool. And thanks for joining us today. Thank you.
Hey,